TechForce is charging too much. These guys are not. So, right? Why that happens? Hello everyone, I'm Jay from TechForce, and often, lots of times, people, end users or IT managers, security managers don't realize what happens behind the scenes when they are purchasing some sort of software or hardware, right? I was an IT manager in the past and I didn't know this process. And I would look at the quotations and I would think, oh, this guy is charging me too much and this guy is, charging me less. So I would probably go with this one. But we don't know what happens there, right? Anyway, so I try to make sense of it, how the actual system, the channel sales, the sales in the B2B works. Most of the vendors use channel route and how it works, right? So let's say we have a vendor here, a software vendor. I'm taking an example of a software vendor here. Let's call the company Contoso or whatever you like to call. And what happens is this vendor decides to sell their stuff only through channel, right? They can only sell through partner network, right? They cannot directly sell to end user, end customer, IT manager, security manager, any other profession you would like, if relevant, right? Because we deal with IT and security people. So that's the example I'm using here. So you cannot just go to the vendor and buy. There are some vendors, they sell direct to the customers, but if they say it's channel only, you have to buy through the partners, right? And oftentimes what happens is when it is a channel only, there is a distributor involved as well. So the distributor, the vendor sells their stuff to the distributor, local distributor, and distributor sells it to the partners and partners sell it to the customer, right? That's how it works. Usually, let's say it's an American company, software company, and they have a distributor in UK. Then rather than buying in American dollars, US dollars, then you would buy from distributor in the UK in pounds and you pay in pounds. You don't have to deal with exchange rates and whatnot, right? So that's the usual model. So what happens, where does the price fluctuations come in, right? So let's say the channel network, right? Here is the partner A, here is the partner B, right? So what the vendor says, they have a policy saying, if you find a customer, if you are the first one to find that customer, you can register that opportunity with us, right? So if you find somebody who is looking to buy their software, and then you can go to the vendor and say, I found a potential opportunity for you. I would like to put my name against it. It is called deal registration, right? What that does is, if you have the deal registration approved, you will have the highest discount available than any other partners, right? So let's say standard discount to all partners is 20%, yeah? And then if you deal reg, you will get another additional 15%. So in total, you will have 35% discount available. If anybody comes in after you, will only receive 20% for the same opportunity, right? So keep that in mind. I know some vendors take a different approach, like depending on your status, your partner status with them, they would probably offer more discounts as well, even though deal reg or not. So I won't get into that, but it happens a lot, usually with bigger partners, bigger companies. So that's why we have a big box here. So let's say here, a company like us, TechForce, a smaller partner, finds an opportunity and starts working on the opportunity, helps the customer, sets up the demos, goes and deal register the opportunity, and hoping that we will receive 35% discount in total. So we have 35% to play with the customer, right? If we would like to offer extra discount to the customer, we can offer from our discount, right? So that's what happens. And let's say when you send the quotation, final quotation to the customer thinks, maybe I will double check. I have a manager to answer to, or just a due diligence anybody would do. I would do the same, right? If I'm spending considerable amount of money, then I would ask for a couple of quotations from, a couple of other partners or something, right? And then see which one's better. then this is where the problem comes in. This is where the perception comes in. Oh, right, TechForce is charging too much. These guys are not. So, right, why that happens, right? So let's say TechForce found this opportunity. They've been working on it. They've been putting time. They've been spending time on the demos and whatnot, and understanding the customer requirements, progressing the deal further and further and further, right? They have the deal reg. So hopefully for their effort, they will be rewarded with 35% of the discount. That's what they think, right? And then when the customer says towards the end, I would like a couple of other quotations, and then now the partner B and probably partner C comes in as well, right? So partner B knows this is an opportunity being worked for a while, right? And they know it was deal registered with somebody else. That means the partner B here can only get 20% discount, not 35%, right? So let's say the product RRP is list price is £100. So £100, and TechForce gets £65, and they can sell it for 100, and these guys get it for £80. They can sell it for 100, or it's up to them, right? And we send the quotation to the customer, £100, and these guys, knowing the history of the deal and the deal reg was already there, so they haven't done any work at all, it just landed in their lap, and what they would do, they would probably sell it for 80, right? There are different partners, right? Some sell for 90, some sell for 100, some sell for 80, and some of them, if it's a big partner, which they sell like multiple other software as well, not just with this vendor, maybe other vendors and other categories and whatnot. If they see this as an opportunity to make more money in the future, right, by acquiring this customer, and then they can sell something else in the future, then they might even consider going in at £70, right? £70. Now, let's say I, being the smaller partner, I sent £100 quotation, or even if I consider giving a discount to the customer, £90, I send the quotation, and then another partner comes in without having to lift a finger over last whatever few months or weeks, and they're charging 80 or 70, and then customer don't know what happens behind the scene, and they just think, oh man, come on, 70 quid. If I didn't do that exercise going to two other partners, I would have paid these guys £20 more, right? That is almost what, 30% on the 70 quid. So they think, oh, why are you charging me so much? Yeah. And the other stuff happens as well. I won't go into too much details. Bigger partners usually have, as I said, they can negotiate bigger margins, or they have some sort of rebate, or once they have the deal in their hand, they can negotiate further with the vendor, right? Most of the times it is like the vendor needs the bigger partner, then the bigger partner needs the vendor, if you know what I mean, right? So, so they can be negotiated further. So that's how the high level overview of the channel sales and these things work. So if you right, if you want to, right, if you are the person that is going to exercise multiple, right, go for multiple vendors in the future, maybe you could take an approach of going for the open tenders, right from the beginning. Publish a tender, and then everybody knows what they're signing up for. Nobody has the benefit, and you get the transparent pricing and all that. But you know, if you're going to work with a partner, make them work for you, right, doing all the hard work, then maybe they should be rewarded, right? Trust the partner. The reason you work with a partner in the first place is you trusted them. So I think that's what I would do, right? I was at the other side of the table. I didn't know all this, but now I do. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, sometimes vendors deal directly with the partners as well without their distribution, but it's very occasional. Right? I hope that makes sense. Thank you very much.